On tonight's episode, Jeff Cobb looks bound for WWE, but where will he land? TNA plays hardball with WWE and reshuffles its main event scene. AEW biggest names return, but fans are still questioning the vibe. And Ring of Honor loses its most recognizable face. Is their future going dark? Let's go! Welcome back to the No Shave Man Cave, Unshave and Unfiltered. Before we dive in, hit that like, share, and subscribe. It keeps the cave growing and the takes flowing. That's pretty good. That's
good.
Drop a comment while you're at it. We actually read them all. All right. As I said, this is the show where we talk about the biggest wrestling stories of the week. And this time is 2 weeks because we took some time off. Well, actually, yeah, you cannot notice because we changed shirts. And nothing's off limits, no company's bias, no sugarcoating, just honest takes, bold opinions, and some good wrestling chaos. I am your host, Tony Allen, and with me are the three wise men of wrestling. Justin Outlaw, Jtilly, and Elliejare. Gentlemen, before we kick off, take a second to introduce yourselves and let the people know who are they hearing from tonight, today, whatever. Anyone, you can. I gave an order,
okay.
but nobody wants to go first.
I'll go. I'm
all right.
Justin Harvey. You can find me on social media at JustinHarvey75, and the moniker The Outlaw is because I'm not going to say things that you want to hear. I'm going to hurt your feelings, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine. Okay. It's fine.
Okay, some people need therapy. Anyways, go ahead, Jtilly.
I'm Jtilly, and nobody cares. Everything's fine. It's okay. So we're here from the No Shave Man Cave, loving it. Back to do some fun, roundup. This will be a good one though because you didn't give us the categories ahead of time. So this will definitely be some unfiltered opinions, and probably a lot of us going, huh? So, hope you enjoy it.
Well, they're all very respectable subjects
True.
For the segment, but yes. Elliejare, go ahead.
Hell yeah. Back again. Another show of Unshaved, Unfiltered. Let's go.
All right. As is usual in the show, we select the order of which they will be speaking in a randomized way. We used to do a flip comb, but that took too much time editing. Now I'm just going to play a video of an earlier selection. Here we go. It is on. I've got to put some audio. I don't know. Okay, Elliejare, Jtilly, and Justin Outlaw. That is the order. All right. Okay, guys. So you guys don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about first. Our first segment is New Japan Pro Wrestling. Cool. All right. Jeff Cobb is wrestling his final match for NJPW this week. And all signs point to him signing with WWE. I mean, it's all but confirmed, right? Unless somebody already posted something. Jeff Cobb will vacate the IWGP Tag Team Championship. And now the question isn't if he's going to WWE, but where will he debut? Main roster or NXT? With his style and resume, this move could reshape his entire ceiling, whether he lands. Okay, so is WWE the right fit for Jeff Cobb at this stage in his career? Would you put him into the NXT to rebuild or go straight to the main roster? Could this finally be the spotlight Cobb never quite got in Japan? Also, he did a taco blog with Thunder Rosa. Go and check it out. That's on the other channel. All right, guys. A lot of questions. Interesting talent moving from New Japan. Maybe that's why. Was The Rock wearing a shirt? Did somebody talk about that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Has that made any news? apparently made more. He promoted New Japan more than AEW has ever done. I don't know. Anyways,
And Rubik's Cube.
Elliejare, you go first. Go ahead.
It only makes sense. Jeff Cobb's a big guy, big moves, big power. AEW can't book a big guy. Now, he signed with WWE. Would he go to TNA? Would that be something, or does he go to NXT? Does NXT look like a step down from TNA or from the main roster? He could have some decent feuds over in TNA, but I think him going spend a little bit of time in the Performance Center, and then he shows up and feuds with that big son of a bitch, Braun Strowman. I think a couple guys hitting each other would be good, and just sort of a prelude to see what Hobbs is going to do next, and when his contract comes up. So I think it makes sense because he doesn't want to get married on a fat roster. And yeah, I'm glad he's coming to the WWE. I've seen him a few times on AEW, New Japan, and he did some strong shows in California as well. So good for him. Happy that he's coming stateside, and I think he's going to do really, really well. He'll need a little bit of work on the microphone, just the way the promos are in Japan. I think he's going to be good, though. He'll do some time in the Performance Center, and then he'll come out and feud with Braun Strowman because Reed won't be back in time. So, Mr. Nice Guy.
Time. That was actually that was really good. Thank you.
Don't sound so surprised. The man is always on his game.
Sometimes we have an attention span problem.
Thank you,
anyways, Jtilly, 1 minute and 30. Go ahead.
Well, I think it's funny you said that AEW can't book the big guys. I think they're going to destroy Jeff Cobb. Because you watch this big guy that's Jeff Cobb when he was in AEW and the stuff he could do. I don't think WWE is going to let him do that much. It'll be interesting to see if he shows up there. I really thought he was going to end up in AEW just because he's really good friends with Okada and Ospreay and all the guys they brought over. So I was surprised because the original talks was he was going AEW, and then that kind of changed up recently to WWE. So good for him. Wherever the money is, go, man. Be happy. I think they'll stick him on NXT. I think he'll be an NXT guy just because there's no room for him right now on the main roster. I think it's a good thing for WWE to pull him because they need some of these he's not that young, but these newer talents because they are getting to where most of their top-level talents are, the generation that's getting ready to retire. Seth Rollins is already talking about retirement, not anytime soon, but it's coming, right? We know CM Punk is not long for wrestling. He's going to want to retire soon. Roman Reigns is probably going to be getting that talk. So they've got to start bringing in this new blood. And I think Jeff Cobb's a step in the right direction. He's an amazing talent. He does some amazing stuff. Hopefully they let him shine in what he's really good at, which is that big man that can do shit you've never seen before. Like, Bronson Reed's good, but Jeff Cobb is pretty damn amazing.
Excellent points, Jtilly.
Thanks.
All right, Jocelyn, now look, go ahead.
You want to know where Jeff Cobb is going to debut? Let me give you the 3 letters, the mysterious 3 letters, where he's going to debut. VFW. That's where he should debut. He should go back to the small rooms, to the places where he's actually appreciated. Because honest to God, I think if he goes to WWE, AEW, NXT, TNA, they're all going to treat him like crap. How long do these guys get? How long does a Ryback get? Like, he's a mid-big guy. He's not a big guy. He's a mid-big guy. He's the Monster Matanza. It's easy to look huge when you're standing next to luchadors. That's just the truth. And I think he's going to get to WWE and he's going to be lost in the shuffle immediately. If he goes to NXT and develop it, like, how long did it take for Bronson Reed to become a human kaiju that anybody cared about? And do they really care about him? Like, it was just getting going. And I love Jonah. Jonah's great. And I love Cobb. I just don't see places for those mid-big guys. I mean, it was so hard for Samoa Joe to even break through in WWE. Are you kidding me? Jeff, go to the VFW, man. Come down the street. There's 60 of us in a room. We'll cheer for you. We'll throw money at you. We'll buy your T-shirts. You'll be well appreciated. You're going to get lost in the shuffle at WWE, brother.
Oh, wow.
That's all I got to say.
That's a lot of time management. Thank you. Appreciate that because we already lost a lot of time. I don't know. When I read the news And I was like, but where does this guy fit or anything? And then I thought about him like, well, they did. I mean, I know he's not as big as Biggie, but they did lost him because he's not wrestling anymore.
Yeah, but they
So
got Miro back now too.
Oh, that's right.
And Bronson's on the men. Bronson's going to be back, and they invested 4 months in that guy. Like, where are you going to stick Cobb?
Well, we talk about this. We said that every time he gets reset, it matters less. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all perfectly good points. I guess we can move on from this. It was big news. I did thought he was gonna go to AEW.
Me too.
I don't know. It's I don't know. It's weird. We need to see how this develops. I think we should revisit in 6 months.
For his sake, I hope the reason he's picking WWE is not necessarily the money, because typically.
Oh, now we lost
not
Justin.
just me.
Okay, this is good. This is good stuff. Okay.
Hey, Justin's back.
Hey,
You were
I was
saying-
saying,
I cursed you.
I was saying, I hope that the reason that he went to AEW or to WWE is not necessarily because of the money, because I think AEW typically pays more in general, but because somebody promised him a good run and some good stories. Like, hopefully that's the reason, because otherwise there's no point for a mid-big guy to be going over there.
Right. We'll see. Like I said, we should revisit this in 6 months or so to see what happened. All right. So we just talked about the TNA WWE partnership. Somebody mentioned earlier. It was Elliejare. So this is what we're going to talk about. WWE TNA crossover involving Joe Hendry was abruptly scrapped after TNA executive opposed Hendry losing to The Miz. WWE pivoted to Ethan Page instead, and the executive was later fired. I'm not going to mention his name because that sucks to get fired. Meanwhile, Page, they announced a three-way with Hendry and Frankie Kazarian on a triple threat match at Revealing. Was TNA right to protect Hendry's image, or did they just fumble a massive WWE spotlight? Does Ethan Page return reshape the Revealing main event better than the original plan? And with leadership shakeups and bold moves, is TNA becoming more aggressive, or are they just playing defense and doing what WWE wants? Apparently not, right? Because they pull him out, so I guess it's not. All right. Elliejare, go ahead.
So, if you have your world champion losing to
The Miz,
a mid-card sort of a comedy act here and there with R-Truth, and now he's with Mellow Don't Miss. And yes, he's a two-time Grand Slam champion, potential Hall of Famer, made himself all the things, right? And I think it would have been a really good match. And Miz had the capability and possibility of making Hendry, like making him. And they could have had a feud like Bryan Danielson feud where they got under each other's skin and made it freaking real. You're a TNA guy, I'm a WWE guy, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it could have been visceral. Were they right? Absolutely. I mean, it's their world title. But it's a double-edged sword or a double-edged coin, or, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Your world champion loses on WWE television. Does that hurt the world title? Does the man make the title? Does the title make the man? But, the TNA leadership right now aren't wrestling people. They're over here firing Gail Kim. They're over here bringing in music executives and folks that were doing stuff on like a Canadian sports network or something like that. And nothing saying that there isn't great sports on these networks. It's just, it's a different level of understanding in this sport.
Time. Well, that's a good point. I just didn't even think about who the leadership was because I tried to skip the name, but that is true. Jtilly, go ahead, man.
All I'm going to say is, I told you so. I knew when TNA and WWE got involved, it was going to cause this kind of bullshit. Of course you're not going to let your champion get pinned, even if it is to The Miz. Like, yes, The Miz could probably turn a storyline into it, but Joe Hendry has become such a popular name and such a big draw for TNA. Why would they put him on Raw just to have him, squashed by The Miz? And I don't trust that they would build it into a strong story. It would just be like a one and done probably thing because the Miz jumps stories. Hell, last time I remember the Miz was with Karrion Kross, and now he's with Mello, and he was doing shit with, it's like he's all over the place. So I think TNA was good to stand their ground. Luckily, the partnership is continuing to go on, I think. But I definitely this is what happens when you get in bed with WWE. We called it. And, I said that it's cool. It's going to be fun. But eventually something like this is going to happen where they're going to say, hey, we want to pin your world champion. So very interesting to see. And I know their thought because we had the NXT TNA crossovers. And those were kind of like a 50-50 thing. But this is a main roster star. This is the Miz. This is the guy from Real World. So they want to make sure they protect him. I think it was bound to happen. I think they'll work it out, and I'm sure they'll have stuff happen. But, this is what happens when you get in bed with the big dogs who can bully you.
All right.
Stand up for yourself.
Yeah. Good time management, too. Justin Outlaw. Go ahead, man.
Why can't the kid lay down for the Miz?
Oh, God.
It's for Cleveland's own Mike Mizanin.
Oh, fuck.
Come on. This, there's worse things that could happen to you. Don't forget, this is still Vince's system. Vince taught Triple H. Vince taught Nick Khan. These guys are still running some of this stuff in Vince's image. Let me remind you what Triple H went through after his buddies decided to click out after a house show one night. He ate shit for 2 years. Okay? And now he runs the place. I'm sorry. Hendry, lay down for the Miz. TNA, get in line, do what WWE says, and your future will be secured. That's just how it rolls. They're going to haze your ass. That's just the way it works. It's the way it's worked for 50 freaking years. It's not going to change now. You want to get in bed with the WWE, you're still getting in bed with what Vince does and how Vince does things. And what Vince does is put Karrion Kross in a skirt when he brings him to the main roster and has a guy who weighs 80 pounds less than him pin his ass night one. That's the way it works. But if you stick it out and you gut it out and you get through it, you could be Triple H. So what I'm saying, Joe Hendry, is I believe in you. Take the pin, eat the pin, look at the lights.
10 seconds.
Brush your ass off, brush your shoulders off, get back in the game, do what you're told, and you'll get real far in this biz, kid.
Hey, in all fairness, though, it wasn't Joe Hendry that said no. It was the producers and the
True.
Yeah. So,
but if Joe was like, "Hey, I'll do it, whatever," blah blah blah, then I'm sure that would have gone a long way. Again, TNA is the Joe Hendry in this situation. They need to get in line. Just go or don't get in bed with WWE.
That's the key.
Take your pick. Take your pick. It's one or the other, though. If you're going to be in bed with them, shut up, do what you're told, go places.
Yeah, if it was anyone else but the Miz, probably.
I want the checks. I want the exposure. I don't want the rules. And then, here you go.
All right, yeah. This is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Anyways, we're going to move on. Now we're going to go to AEW. I think they had a pay-per-view last week. Oh, my God. Anyways, at AEW Dynasty, the Young Bucks returned to help. This involves us because we've been spoken about, and there's been some communication from AEW regarding that there's a disconnect between the negativity of the online community that does not reflect their actual metrics. So, because we got cut off, but the Young Bucks inserted themselves into the storyline with Jon Moxley and their writers, helping the main event to have them keep the briefcase, because the title, who gives a fuck? Anyways, they're citing that there's growth in the live event tickets, streaming, and merch. But the core question lingers. Is the product landing with the fans? Did the Bucks return meaningfully boost the Dead Riders arc, or is this just creative bloat? Is AEW right to say that they're thriving even with loud criticism from fans online? Are fans missing on something? Are we missing something? Because I'm pretty tired of this shit. Or is WWE momentum happening in spite of booking? In spite of that segment, right? Like, because maybe everything else is working, and these guys are just like, okay, I'll watch the main event. Make no sense. All right, guys. Elliejare, you go first. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
So this whole title in a case, I'm over it. The whole Death Rider Mox as the champion, whether he's walking around with the title or whatever, and now he's the 1/3 of the Trios Championship holding team, and he didn't even touch the title. And, you know, again, like I said before, does the man make the title or does the title make the man? Right now, as far as I know on TV when I was watching, you know, Shafir is 1/3 of the Trios Championship. This booking and
that would have made more sense.
Young Bucks coming back, I think they they could have done this so much differently. It could have been, you know, some kind of swerve to really knock the Hurt Syndicate off its axis, or, you know, something. And instead, they did it in a manner that, you know, Swerve now is. I think he's going to kind of get lost in the sauce. The growth with AEW, the numbers don't lie. You have streaming and you have the household watches and the TV and the streaming and recording and all of that. I don't know how any of that works. I think with the merch has gotten significantly better since the Young Bucks, one of the wives is no longer doing the merch. They have a real merch person. So there's that. Time.
All right. Time. Good. So much improvement here today. Anyways, Jtilly, come on.
So I might be the outlaw on this one. Ooh. I love this. I absolutely love this as part of the story.
It's people like you that keep this shit going, man. I'm out.
Dude, so here's the thing, right? You had Mox and the Death Riders scrambling and sucking ass. But to me, the Bucks coming in was just that inject of like, oh, what the fuck is going to happen now? And then they told the story. They told you why on Dynamite the next night. And I'm like, hey, I kind of like this. This makes sense. This is storytelling. And then you get the stuff with Hangman in it too, right? Saying, hey, I didn't want them involved, and I wasn't coming out to help Swerve. Now you got Kenny Omega. I loved it. I thought it was great. It reminded me of old school Elite stuff. Now, what the true test is going to be is where they're going to go with it here coming up, right? We could talk about Dynasty all we want. That was a crap pay-per-view as far as AEW standards go. But I really dug the ending. It made me intrigued. It made me turn into Wednesday for sure to see what was going to happen.
I gave him too much time.
The Bucks telling the story of why they did it, and then them telling like, hey, and we respect the fact that you did what we couldn't do. I loved it. I thought it was great. Internet wrestling community hated it. I liked it.
All right. Oh, thank you for saving the time.
Just let him keep going, Tony.
No.
Burying himself anyway. He's doing all the work.
We are going to save this. We are going to save this for like the end of the year when we're talking about like the crappiest shit of the year. This is going to make the list, bro. I'm serious. I'm fucking going Jericho here.
Or come all in, you're going to go, fuck, Jason was right. This turned out to be a really cool ass story.
There's no way that can happen anymore.
No way.
Yes,
no. All
right. We're going to make some trophies called the Beardies. The worst.
I approve.
This has a good potential.
April
to
14th.
Be a really good show.
Casey gets a beardie.
Oh, man. All right. Justin, salvage this segment.
Save us. Bring us home.
Okay, look, my shoot job is being a TV producer. So I get the metrics. I understand what's going on with the metrics. The metrics are, there's a reason why WrestleMania happens at this time of year. There's a reason why more people are watching. The reasons are that the shows have been better. There are great storylines. Yep. Tony Storm is amazing. Yeah. All of the signs point to Moxley helping a little bit because he is a familiar face to people, to casuals, and they're tuning in more to wrestling in general right now. I'll give him that. But what I won't give him is this story any good. Forget all the Moxley stuff that we don't like that's been happening forever. The Moxley part in the Death Riders is actually getting a little bit better and a little more palatable. I'll give you that. However, the Young Bucks returning like that makes zero fucking sense. It is the worst. No, it's the worst thing that's ever happened in wrestling. These guys packed up shop, ran away, tucked tails, scared because of the Death Riders.
No, it was because Swerve won the title. If you go back and watch, they were upset because Swerve won because they didn't want Swerve to be their champion.
You're taking time from other people.
They left. That's
and then
what makes the story
he
great.
but it just still doesn't matter. They come back because they've been watching what Moxley's doing and they kind of appreciate it. So we're gonna knock Swerve out, and dude, it does not make any sense. It's not good television. It's not
You got
good
10
storytelling.
seconds.
It's a train wreck. So it might be worth watching because people like to see trains go, but that's all it is. It's garbage. It is pure
of
hot
rubbernecking.
garbage.
Yeah, this is gonna come back and bite us in the ass. I'm pretty sure. All right. We move on to AEW ROH. Chris Jericho dropped the ROH World Championship to Bandito Dynasty and is now stepping away from a fussy tour, with ROH still lacking a broadcast or a streaming deal. Is Jericho's departure remove its most recognizable face just a visibility slip further down? Was Jericho's title loss just timing or a quiet pullback from ROH as a brand? Is Bandito the guy to carry the company or just holding the form for now? Much love, Bandito. Gracias por todo. Is this the beginning of the end for ROH without a TV deal, or is it just a low-key creative reset? All right.
Good question.
Elliejare.
Good question.
Go ahead.
So you look at AEW, they haven't had too many foreign champions outside of the women's title. You look at the marketing and where the World Wrestling Entertainment is going, international. They're going, all the PLEs are international. A lot of your champions are international. NXT, Obafemi is international. The women's champion, Japan, international. And, and AEW is strictly, pretty much North American. Jericho is from Canada, claims to be from New York. I don't know the whole thing, but I think this isn't the beginning of the end. This is simply a transition, and there's got to be a big name out there that Bandito has feuded with before that is going to come in. So this would be, kids at home, do some homework. What was Bandito's best feud? What does it need? Does Bryan Danielson come back to Ring of Honor?
Oh, wow.
Does something happen? Some kind of clickbait type thing happen?
10
This
seconds.
TV deal is huge. This is what's really sticking it. So, but I'm glad Jericho's going away. Big Bill, ROH World Champion. Let's go.
Time. All right. I don't know. Rouge, maybe? Was that? He was champion at once, right? I don't know. Well, I say we're going to keep it international. All right. Jtilly, go ahead.
Was Jericho really bringing that many more eyes to Ring of Honor? Other than the fact that it was on, he showed up on Dynamite all the time.
Was he at Ring of Honor?
Well, that's what I mean. Did he even go to the Ring of Honor shows? So I don't know that taking it from him is a big deal. I don't think Ring of Honor. We keep talking about the TV deal. I don't know if that's actually us just fantasying it or if it's really going to try to happen, because that would be the change in everything. If they're going to keep Ring of
Tony
Honor,
mention it? I'm sure Tony mentioned it a couple of times.
I thought he did too, but I don't know if it was ever like, hey, we want to do this, or if it was I'd have to go check the quotes. I don't remember if it was we want to do it or we are working on it. It was one of those things. Right. But let Ring of Honor be Ring of Honor, and it's different now. They've pulled Athena obviously out of it now. She's coming to AEW's main roster, as you want to call it. So Jericho leaving, fine. Let him go do Fozzy stuff. He's going to come back to some new invention of this character that Jericho does, and we're going to go, damn, he's really good at reinventing himself every time. So very curious to see what that turns out to be. And as for Bandito, I think he'd carry it. He's a great talent, and they've got some good up-and-coming talent down there. And I think if they want to build Ring of Honor, kind of like they could do it like NXT, where they have up-and-coming talent in there to do this, some of the independent guys they bring in and stuff like that, I think they'll be fine. They just need to find their groove, and if they are going to get TV, they need to get TV, and I think it'll help them.
All right, time. Good. That was really good. Yeah, but they still have to get a contract with, I don't know. I don't know, something. Whatever. Put it on Tubi. Whatever. There's some billion places where you could just...
Tubi's with WWE now.
Oh, that's right, because they just buy everything. Anyways.
Yep.
All right. Outlaw, go ahead.
Ring of Honor. What to do with Ring of Honor? It just should be its own thing. Bandito was always supposed to be the Ring of Honor champion. Tony loves him. He's been the champ before. He just was injury prone to the point where it got gravity fired. Don't know how that works, but
he's back.
Whatever, he's back. So cool. Who cares? But Tony's always loved Bandito. Tony has always seen a place for Bandito in Ring of Honor. That part doesn't surprise me at all. Jericho was always doing this Fozzy tour. It was booked 2 years ago, guys. He was always taking this time off right now. I see what Tony's doing. He wants some of his bigger names to dip in and out of Ring of Honor to give the title some prestige, to keep things going until he can find a good home for it or whatever. But it needs to be its own product. Tony Khan especially needs to not be thinking about Ring of Honor ever. He doesn't have the time. Write the 2 damn TV shows that are the main shows. Let somebody else do Ring of Honor. Make it QT's show. Just let somebody run with that freaking thing. Give them a roster. Yep. Take 60 of your 180 people, put them on Ring of Honor, fire 40 people, then have a roster of 100 people for AEW for 2 shows. Like, let's trim the fat, make some real content here, and then maybe somebody will pick up your damn show. And as far as Jericho goes, stay home, brother. Stay home for at least 8, 9, 10 months. Just stay home for a while and then come back maybe sometime in 2029
as a commentator.
Yeah, he's going to be like a 75. Anyways. All right, guys. This was a great show. That was our last question. And now we're going to move on to final thoughts and predictions. Something that we have not talked about. This is where we include something that should be mentioned or something that we overlooked during the week. Just something important that we think it should be spoken out. We're going to do reverse on this one. So, Outlaw, you go first, and then Jtilly, and then Elliejare. You really don't have any time. Just don't make it crazy, because we're already... this is going to get choppy as AF with the editing. All right, go ahead, man.
I got to talk about Stephanie Vaquer for a moment, because... all these people keep complaining about, well, if she was just going to vacate just drop this title, why, blah, 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 blah. Why'd she just win it? People, are you guys all stupid? I don't understand why people keep saying that. They had to do it the way that they did it so that she could have the main title. She didn't have the main title before, guys. She had the NA title. She picked up the main title, then she disposed of the NA title. That was the only way to have her transfer from one to the other and give her a little bit of a rub. I don't understand why people keep saying, why were you just going to give her the title just to take it away a week later? They didn't. She dropped the title she had already had for 2 months. She picked up a brand new title, people. Please stop saying that crap. You don't know what you're saying. You don't watch enough wrestling. You missed the sweet spot. It's in there. They did it correctly. It was exactly the right thing. She got over. You're talking about her. However... why the hell is she in a 4-way match now for the freaking pay-per-view? What the hell is that? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Like, unless she beats all of them. And especially if you were going to drop the belt and do a 4, there were so many other things you could have done there. That part I agree with people. I think that is a hot mess. And I cannot believe the amount of multi-man matches that WWE is trying to jam down my throat. Oh. Do they not understand? That is the quickest way to make me not care. I like the idea of a lot of cool people in a match. That's one thing. But if you do that many of them, that means I'm not cheering for anybody. I'm just watching. And I'm not invested at all because I like all of these guys, or I don't like any of them, or maybe I like 2 of them. Like, it just is the quickest way to make me not care about your programming. Give me 2 people facing off for a reason with some actual tension between them, not 4 women, 3 guys here, 4. Too many multi-man matches, and Steph Vaquer especially should not be in one of them. That's it. Steph.
All right, I think you like her. I think you're a fan of that.
She's great. She's super duper entertaining. She's so over too. the last thing you want to do with a great over talent like that is start confusing the marketplace and the audience.
Yeah, just do
That's
a battle.
just
Whatever
dumb.
happened to like battle royales? Like, just do another Royal Rumble. If you're gonna put everybody's name on the marquee, just do a Royal Rumble before
Andre the Giant honorary battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Royal,
Whatever
just
happened to
bring
that?
it back.
Yeah,
Just
whatever.
bring it back.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
It's gonna be on. It's gonna be on SmackDown on
God.
Friday.
Oh, what?
Right.
All right, Jtilly, go ahead.
So I want to shout out to the Ace, great legend of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Had his last match in the United States, Tanahashi. Obviously, that's probably a sign that he's winding down his career, which is good. The dude's been out there forever. But yeah, had his final match in the U.S. at Windy City Riot, and shout out to him. That was kind of my big one. A guy I've watched in New Japan forever, from when New Japan was not so good to, oh my gosh, New Japan's great, to back to, oh my God, New Japan's not so good. He's kind of been there through it all, and broke my heart to see that it was his last U.S. match, because I didn't get to see him in the U.S. other than final Forbidden Door a couple years ago. So shout out to him. If he is winding down his career, it's been a hell of a career. I think Jeff Cobb's last match is against him too, which is kind of cool. That shows you that he wants to go out with Tanahashi, just the Ace, man. And just a shout out to him. And I just wanted to bring that up. Like, if this is his wind down tour, man, sign me up. I want to see what I can see on New Japan of him before he hangs it up and continues just to run New Japan Pro Wrestling without having to be in the ring.
Bro,
Right.
you had to have been surprised that it was Takeshita too, because
Of all
of the shitting on him that he's done and putting down DDT and all this stuff. Like, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I didn't even mention that. Yeah, it was Takeshita. Takeshita was the match. Like, whew.
Like, what?
So, did you see the match? The match was really good.
I mean, I thought
Takeshita's good.
I thought the old man's knees were not going to do it, but he pushed through it on another level, bro.
Yeah,
big
absolutely.
Big props.
Great match.
The Ace.
If you can see it, go find it and watch it. It was really good. And yeah, Tanahashi and Takeshita. Golden.
All right. Thank you. Elliejare, go ahead.
Yeah, a lot to talk about. Bloodsport looks like it's going to be a banging card. So pumped to see Layla pop up on the card. Karrion Kross is going to have a showing there as well. Very cool. Shayna Baszler is going to be there. Super cool. We haven't talked much about Bloodsport because it's not professional wrestling, but hell yeah. Natty's going to be on the card as well. Kudos to Rhea Ripley and her wardrobe maker. Not a PG photo and video is somewhere out there. So good for her and Buddy. Damn it. Anyway, so all in all, a great week in wrestling. Saw the wrestler formerly known as Jinder Mahal pop up on Major League Wrestling, go against Hammerstone. Hammerstone was supposed to come to WWE. He went back to MLW for a little while. I think he had to do a little soul searching after the injury. So, but yeah, all in all, really fun week in professional wrestling. Made me question a lot of things, and this perfect topic with the Young Bucks. I mean, the ebbs and flows of professional wrestling. This is why.
Don't bring it back, man. Don't make me mad again.
There, digging just things that make you come in to watch, whether you're going to watch and hate or watch and like. If you're watching and hating, get off your keyboards. We don't need to be hating on the product. Just love it. Error 404. It's fine.
Wait, can I hate on Hammerstone, though? Did you see what he did to Cross at the Chris Bay benefit? Did you see? He almost broke Cross's knees. Go watch. Everybody out there, go find the finish to the Hammerstone Karrion Kross match that was at the Chris Bay benefit at SSW. He drops him in his finish move and almost breaks Kross's legs off. Ooh. It's horrifying. Like, that's a made guy from WWE doing a benefit show. Oh. Hammerstone is never going to WWE. Are you kidding me? It's never happening now. That sealed the deal for that guy. Sorry, I had to jump in.
All right. All great stuff. Well, that's a wrap on this week's No Shave, Main Cave, On Shave, and Unfiltered. Thank you to all of our listeners. And before we go, smash the like button, share the episode, and subscribe if you haven't already. It just keeps the show alive and unfiltered. Guys, please, everyone, give your socials and take us out after that, Elliejare.
At Justin Harvey 75. That's it. That's all you need to know about me.
Hey, Jtilly, make sure you smash that like button, like you said. Subscribe. Check us out. And if you like Unfiltered, big announcement right now. We're going to start going live. That's live, so no filters are going to be included every Monday night after Raw and every Wednesday night after Dynamite. We're going to be going live after those shows. So we're going to give our hot takes right off the cuff. So that'll be fun. Like, share, subscribe, follow us wherever you get your social media from. No Shave Man Cave. I'm sorry, NSMC_podcast on Twitter and Instagram. No Shave Man Cave on Facebook. Grab your merch, noshavemancave.com. Now you can take it out, Elliejare.
Jeez. No Shave Man Cave _ title belts. Come check us out. We've got some popping titles. You want the Vegas Gold title? Hit us up. We got you. Super pumped. Thank you for a great week and looking forward to WrestleMania. Make sure you thank your local wrestling fans with a big hug and a cup of coffee. So until next time, thanks for checking us out. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you on the floor.